Now, I was no zillionaire, but I worked hard and I was living the American dream. Until two customers walking into my store in Huffman Aviation. I'll never forget that day. July 1st, 2000, I have two people walking in and I still get goosebumps all over when I think about those two. Muhammad Atta, Marwan Al-Shehi. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rudi Dekkers. I am a Dutch national. Maybe after my accent you can tell that I'm not from here. I'm here 25 years in this country and I came here to live the American dream. My American dream started actually in 1994. I started with one airplane and I had one mechanic and I had only one customer. After 8 years or 7 years, I built it up to 100 airplanes with a lot of customers, mostly foreign customers in aviation. After 7 to 8 years living my American dream, I had a helicopter. I flew from one spot to the other spot, from Naples to Fort Myers, from Fort Myers to Venice. I was running 4 companies. I had an airline that I started called Florida Air. I had Ambassador Airways. I started in 1993 in Naples. I had a charter corporation in Venice that I started in 1998. I was a busy man. Now, flying with helicopters, you think somebody has to be zillionaire. Now, I was no zillionaire, but I worked hard and I was living the American dream. Until 9 months after, I had 2 customers walking into my store in Huffman Aviation in Venice. I'll never forget that day. July 1st, 2000, I have 2 people walking in. Marwan Al-Shehi, and I still get goosebumps all over when I think about those two. And Marwan Al-Shehi, Muhammad Atta, Marwan Al-Shehi. I had no idea who I had in my house. Everybody asked me for years and years, were there any red flags of those two? And I tell people, you know what? I've been now 10 years infamous. 10 years a name in the internet that you don't want to pull up my name because you get really goosebumps about the fact how bad they write about me. Now finally it's changing. After the launch of my book, after that people can see the truth in one book and not in 10 newspapers or 20 newspapers, people are changing their mind about me. That was one of the reasons to write the book. But back to 2000, July 1st, I never realized who they were. So how did I treat my customers? Like I treat all the people here. The first time you meet them, you're open, you're building up a relationship, especially when they're paying customers. So I did. My rules were very simple in the flight school. If somebody walks in and they want to train, we do all the paperwork, we'll make copies of all their passports or whatever information they have, any legal issues or any visas that we need, we check. I did it by the book. That's what Congress said. Did that help me? No. Because now, September 11, those two became the terrorists. Hijackers, murderers, and terrorists. September 12th, I find out that I was the one training them in my flight school, Huffman Aviation. I can't explain to you what a feeling I had. September 12th, on the morning, I'm sitting on the floor watching TV. We Dutch people do that. We buy sofas and we don't use them. But anyway, I get a phone call from my facility, Huffman Aviation. Susan said, I have the FBI here. They want to talk to you. FBI? Why is the FBI here? Well, they want to talk to you. They want 2 files from 2 students. Okay. Still not thinking that I could be involved in the biggest tragedy in the United States. I talked to the guy and said, what do you need? I need the files from Muhammad Atta, Marwan Al-Shehi. Still didn't sink into me that those were the terrorists. You got to understand, September 11, I lived like everybody here in the audience. I was shocked. I cried with all the students and pilots that I have with 2 flight schools. But now, the next day, he's going to tell me that those were the terrorists. He, FBI. I had a shock. I remember that it was like I was coming out of my body and I was floating in the ceiling and looking at myself. I cannot describe to you what a disaster that was. Here I am, a Dutch citizen, living the American dream. I did not know what to do. Now, I was no zillionaire, but I worked hard and I was living the American dream. Until two customers walking into my store in Huffman Aviation. I'll never forget that day. July 1st, 2000, I have two people walking in and I still get goosebumps all over when I think about those two. Mohammed Atta, Marwan Al-Shehi.